Jim, crypto news and analysis here. What is going on in the markets today? It is August 6th. Let's talk about these things. Currently, Bitcoin. So, first of all, this video is going to be pretty short. There's not really that much to talk about today. But currently, Bitcoin, it is retesting the daily bands on the red. It did retest it today. It initially rejected off of it. And we are seeing a little bit of red. Probably going to retest around 114K later today. And currently, the thing is that if they don't reclaim the bands here on the daily, most likely Bitcoin will just continue to go lower to, like, it could be that this is the retest of the bands and then it chops around and then goes to 110K. Yeah, 110K roughly. And this is possible price action right now if we don't close above here. So we still have about 3-4 hours before the close. But yeah, currently it is testing it. We'll have to see. There's still a few hours before it tests that. But there's decent probability that Bitcoin will go lower to retest 110K at some point. But it's pretty much dependent on this daily bands confirmation, in my own opinion. Ethereum price action pretty strong. Like, there's a little bit of a bounce today, and the thing is that if Bitcoin does go to 110K, then Ethereum most likely will top around here, and then we'll see a price action go lower from here to like that, and probably go to 3100. That's probably what's going to happen if BTC goes to 110K. But currently Ethereum, it is decently strong, but in the time frame wise, it is in this range in the middle of it. If I were to give the bull case for Bitcoin, we have to reclaim the daily bands and have them turn green. There's no other explanation. So in the next 3 hours, Bitcoin will have to close 116K on the daily. If not, then there's pretty decent chance that it will go lower to test 110K. But currently Ethereum, it's very much dependent on that Bitcoin price action. So that's my current comments on it. Altcoin sector, nothing really too much to comment on. A little bit of a bounce on it. The bands are red on the daily. Last time it turned red around here, it did do a full ass retrace. So yeah, still within the play that this is a pretty likely price action for altcoins coming in. And yeah, Solana following a little bit of that price action. Hyperliquid, yeah, bands are red. So just keep that in mind for the Bitcoin and altcoin price action. I think this green day is a little bit toppy. And on terms of Twitter price action, there's not really that much to talk about. In terms of the altcoin sector, there's not really a lot to talk about. I guess we can update the troll token that we were talking about a bit. Currently, it is 170 million. I think that roughly it should be topping around here, assuming Bitcoin goes lower to 110K, then this can get fucked. But in terms of the daily volume, well, the daily volume does suggest a peak at its usual high here, and usually that does mean that momentum will stall. Even on the 4 hour, it is stalling a little bit, and we're seeing some price action. The retest 145 million. I do think if you do want to play troll for like a swing trade with decent probability, you would want to see a retrace to 95 mil and then some choppy price action, and then you would want to long it to like 167 million. That could be a pretty good risk reward trade, in my own opinion, for troll before it's, after it does that. I don't know if it'll keep going higher and go to 1 billion like people are saying on Twitter, but this is probably the best trade here, in my own opinion, if we get that. So yeah, that's the update on the meme coins here in terms of pullbacks. But in terms of everything else, nothing really that exciting to say. A lot of tokens, some of them are green, some of them are red. Not much to comment about. Liquidation heat map wise, it is still saying that we should go higher on today, 120K. At least on the daily, but it doesn't exactly have to go there first. It could just break 110K first, just based off price action and daily band structure, and then it would form a base here to go higher to retest 120K and clear out those shorts later in the year. So just keep that in mind. So let's look at some of these tweets here. Some of my favorite, it's probably time to go outside signals. Rolex index versus market cap of crypto, Puel multiple, how to buy crypto on Google Friends, how close to all-time high, Coinbase App Store rank above top 3, number of meme coins in top 100 is 10, USDC, USDT trading volume 5% of total exchange volume, BTC 1+ year hold wave, public companies of 100+ Bitcoin is over 100, crypto fundraising at all-time high for 2+ consecutive months. Yeah, so it's good to keep in mind these top indicators, where it's pretty hard to tell what's the top on Bitcoin or even the crypto market at a certain date and at a certain time frame, because tops, they happen in real time. And like, imagine you were around here, right? You wouldn't think this is the top. Everybody thought this would go much higher, and we would think, oh, it's going to the moon straight up. But then it pretty much bled down to 75K. That was a pretty crazy moment there. Nobody really expected it, but you could also argue hypothetically that the Donald Trump era was priced in, and then we would see a double top here, which would go lower. But it's pretty hard to say these things where you have to notice that indicators like these, you combine them, aggregate them together to make a probabilistic estimate on if it's a top at the moment or not. So these are pretty decent indicators, I would say, just in general, if there's extremely bullish sentiment on Twitter, and if there are meme coins sending left and right. So you could also say something like this troll token is a top signal, perhaps, because this is one of the biggest runners in a while in Solana. But usually when there's huge runners like this is pretty toppy signals, especially when Bitcoin and Solana, Ethereum have been pretty choppy. Well, these, because cycles, bull run, bear run cycles are fractal in nature as well. It's not just in yearly time frames, but also in daily time frames. So there could be a bull run for a day or two and then a bear run next up. So you could say that Bitcoin, for example, we had a 2-day bull run and then now it's slightly in a bear run. But yeah, just keep that in mind where you can use these indicators. My favorite one is going on Twitter and seeing if people are happy or not, and it's worked pretty decent. So let's look at this. You hear about the guy who put $500 in a meme coin and made 100,000, but you don't hear about the hundreds who put 1,000 or left of 10 cents. Yeah, this is pretty freaking important because a lot of people, when you scroll Twitter, there is a lot of this FOMO culture where you would see all these people saying, "Hey guys, I just made $10 million off the troll token or whatever the fuck," and it's very easy to get a FOMO and be like, "Oh my god, what if that was me and I put $500 in this down here at the lows and then I would have $5,000. Oh my god!" And then it gives you a never-ending gambling mindset where you essentially take way too much risk and you try to make it big the next fucking day. But more often than not, the people who do survive this, maybe they are the 1 out of a million that actually makes a shit ton of money like this. But a lot of these guys, you don't hear the story where they're going to reinvest that money and think they can replicate that event, and then they take on too much risk, and then now their 100K turns to like 50K, and they're like, "Oh shit, I gotta make it back," and then they double down, and then their 100K turns to 25K. So a lot of these people, risk management is the key here. You don't risk the amount that you're not willing to lose. So just keep in mind this. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. Nothing that much to talk about except that Bitcoin, for it to stay bullish, it would have to reclaim the daily bands today. So it'd have to go to above 116K, close above that today in 3 hours. If not, then this will most likely go lower to 110K in my own opinion. And the altcoins will follow in their path, most likely like this, in my own opinion. I mean, the dailies bands, it just crossed red. Last time I did that, it was like this. I'm still in this Ethereum long. I might close it, but the things that for my own system, I'm not sure if I should yet. I mean, I'll probably close if it goes below 3,500, but we'll have to see. I'm going to give a better estimate based off the daily trend. But yeah, honestly, I don't really know why I took this trade. This trade's, it's not really the best risk reward. You would probably look for shorts, not really longs here. But I'm trying to think of a reason how I should close it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm saying in this video. Check out the links below. I'll see you guys.